Oprah Winfrey has become one of the most admired and watched celebrities in the world due to her magnetic, positive energy. This is even more inspiring considering her childhood where she was raised in poverty and even abused. Despite these challenges, her energy allows her to create powerful connections with her guests and helped her to build an empire that's valued at over $4 billion. If you understand how she creates such a magnetic energy, you can apply the same principles for yourself. In this video, I'll be breaking down exactly how you can radiate positive energy and be irresistible to quality men. So even if a man isn't initially interested, your energy will be so powerful that he really has no choice but to be interested. Hi, I'm Jason Silver, the dating coach for ambitious women, and I would love to have you as a subscriber to my channel, Attract Great Guys, where we go in depth into what men are really thinking and how to attract true high-quality men. Just hit the red subscribe button beneath the video and hit the little bell so you're notified of every new video that I release. Now let's jump right into what makes Oprah's energy so radiant and positive. The first thing that you'll notice is her inner self-confidence. Now Oprah's set is filled with people and cameras and production assistants, and yet she has a way of totally zoning everything out and giving complete focus to the person in front of her. This is really important because when we're going out with someone and there's a lot going on, it's very easy to be distracted. Not only does she give complete attention to the person, but she doesn't allow any external forces to affect her own confidence. So even though there's a huge studio, even though there's all these production assistants and there's the film crew, she's still just calm in herself. Now this is a very strong skill set that really shows that she's comfortable in her own skin. And this is even reflected more when she has musicians and artists that are performing at her show. And you'll just see Oprah breaking it down, dancing like she has no care in the world. She's the one right up front dancing and really enjoying the music. This just shows that Oprah does not seem to care a lot about what other people think about her. And also when Oprah's excited, she has no problem yelling or screaming or waving her arms or giving high fives. She's just fully expressing herself, almost in a childlike manner where she doesn't have those inhibitions, because she is truly confident. This kind of confidence is inspiring. It's magnetic. People like being around it. It's so important not to care or be concerned so much about what other people think about you. There's this old saying that there's three kinds of business. There's my business, there's God's business, and there's none of my business. And most of the things that we're concerned about in life are none of our business. So the less that you concern yourself about what other people think about you, and the more that you focus on being your best self, fully expressing yourself, using your gifts and your skills and abilities to really serve the world, the more attractive and confident you will become. Remember that quote that I love to say, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. So allow yourself to really, truly be authentic and fully expressed. Be you to the nth degree. And if someone's not a good fit, it's not that you've done anything wrong, it's that they're not a good fit for you, because you have no choice but to be yourself. So worrying about what other people think is just not going to help you to more fully express and be your authentic self. And if you're looking for a lifelong committed relationship, you want someone who's going to be attracted to you. Not who you'd like to be, not who you can see yourself as, but you, who you are today. So be confident in fully expressing that. Be polarizing, because the more confidently that you can be yourself, the more easily you can attract the right person and repel the wrong people. The second thing that you'll notice about Oprah is she listens and she cares. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but when Oprah is interviewing someone, she is fully engaged. She is making strong eye contact. She's shifted her body in the direction of the person. She's completely tuning out any of the outside distractions. If she were in a restaurant, you wouldn't see Oprah glancing to the side to see who's walking by or who walked in. She's acting almost as if there's no one else that exists in the world, just her and the person that she's interviewing. And that level of focus is very powerful. People are not used to being listened to. In our society, it's so common that when you're talking to someone, that person is spending 80% of the time thinking about what they're going to say next. And if you can let that go and focus more on really listening. In fact, something that is crazy is what I try to do is I try to pause, maybe a second before I begin speaking again after someone is talking. And people get a little uncomfortable with that silence. They'll say, "Are you there? Are you listening?" I'll say, "Yeah, I was I was listening to you. This really happens when I'm on the phone with people, and they'll stop talking, and for a half a second they'll say, wait, are you there? And I'll say, yes, I'm here, I'm listening. It just kind of freaks people out. People are not being used to being listened to. And so that's a really great gift that you can give someone, is really focusing on listening. Not only that, caring. But listening isn't enough. In today's day and age, there's so much judgment out there, and we're in just a next please mentality, swipe, swipe, swipe. And if you can counteract that next please mentality, the disease of more, where we just want more matches or more dates because we never know if there's something better out there, this is something that we actively as a society have to combat, because as online dating and apps get better at making their apps more entertaining and more easy to use, it also commoditizes humans and makes us less personally connected and more easily able to connect with other people. And it gives us this false sense of choice, because the truth of the matter is we're judging people more quickly because they're just these commoditized profiles where there's thousands of them. I could just find a different one. And we're not really getting to know people on a deeper level. And this is almost a disease that is happening. It's an epidemic that is overtaking definitely America, if not the entire world. So this is what I encourage you to do, and you'll notice Oprah does really well. Oprah can look at someone and truly care, and she can pull out of someone the real gifts, the brilliance that they have. And I would encourage you, when you're going out on a date with someone, maybe they say something that turns you off, or that you know isn't a good fit for you. That's fine. We're all different. There's a little bit of good in the worst of us and a little bit of bad in the best of us. And if you can take the time to focus less on judging someone as not being a good match or not being good enough, and instead work on finding the diamond inside of them, really looking, what is their brilliance? What is their valuable, unique contribution? What do they do really well? What do you really like about them? The more that you can focus on the positive in people, the easier it gets to uncover the diamonds within people. And sometimes, if people today are getting really good at finding reasons to move on to the next, and I would encourage you to find reasons to really enjoy someone's company, even if they're not a great long-term fit. And that will give you so much more freedom to actually enjoy meeting new people. It'll give you a special skill set to find cool things about people that you may never have known. And it makes dating a little bit more fun and less pressure-filled, because now you've got something to practice. Even if someone's not a good fit, you can still work to find ways to appreciate them. And at the end of the day, that is so attractive. I just got a text message a couple weeks ago from a client who just got married. And I'm so happy, because they had dated someone, they'd gone on 1 or 2 dates, and they never heard back. The person just kind of like fell off. And then, this was maybe like a year later, they went back online and they reconnected with that person, or the person maybe messaged them, and they're just thinking, well, do I really want to go out again? I kind of got blown off before. And so they weren't going to go out again. And I said, listen, you don't know what their specific situation is. You don't know what was going on at that time. Why don't you just give them the benefit of the doubt, just this once, and see maybe what happened? Well, I'm very happy to say that that benefit of the doubt turned into a marriage. And this is a really, really big deal, because so often we're so quick to judge rather than trying to understand. So this is a very powerful tool. I think the reason why people are willing to open up to Oprah is because she's not that judgmental. She's more willing to focus on the brilliance and be open-minded. So if you can apply that, it can be a real positive, radiant energy for yourself. And finally, what you'll notice about Oprah is she's very transparent about her life, but when she reveals maybe some vulnerabilities, she does it in a strong and confident way. Our emotion as humans, it's easily transferable. We are very empathetic. Many people, even men, are empathetic to feelings and emotions. And if you're feeling sad or uncomfortable or insecure about something, oftentimes those emotions can be projected to the other person, and other people don't want to feel those things, especially on earlier dates. Now, what you'll notice about Oprah is she can talk about past abuse, she can talk about current weight struggles, she can talk about her very public relationship challenges, and she can do it in a way that is inspiring and confident.
4 months, not a morsel of food. I got to tell you, during that time, I planned a vacation to the south of France. I gave that vacation away to friends. I planned to do some other things. Anything that involved being around food at all, I just canceled anything that was going to put me any place where I could smell or come in contact with food. So some people thought I did that for Stedman. There is, as I said, a lot of rumors which make me ill that I did this because of Stedman. I love Stedman very much, and he cares about me and has been very supportive of me, fat and thin. I did not do this for Stedman. And anybody who is overweight and whose spouses or friends are telling you to do it, you know you cannot do it for anybody but yourself. There was certainly a part of me that felt that I didn't match what he was in his physical stature. He's a very good-looking guy. And I knew that when people would see us together, that the first thing they were thinking, I certainly thought for myself that what they were thinking is, what's he doing with that fat girl? So there was a part of me that wanted to look the best I could for myself, but also to identify with form again for the image of what we looked like as a couple.
This is someone who accepts her flaws, accepts who she is, knows who she is, and is confident and still loves herself. So even though she has these challenges, she doesn't apologize for them. She realizes and accepts that we all have challenges. And the more that we can accept them, be transparent about them, and be confident about them, the more easily it is for other people to accept those challenges. When I first began losing weight, I changed my diet completely, and I was on a very, very strict food plan, and everyone that I met, it was like they started just giving me unsolicited advice. And everyone felt like my food plan was so weird because I weighed all of my food. I measured everything meticulously. It was a little bit too perfect. And I didn't get it. Everyone wanted to help me. And yet, as I grew in my confidence of my food plan, people stopped wanting to give advice, and instead they started asking me questions. And it wasn't just that it had affected my weight and I had some success, it was that my feeling and my approach and my perspective completely changed. Whereas before, when I shared my food plan, people could feel that I was really insecure and unsettled about it, and I wasn't confident. Yet later on, I was extremely confident. This is what I was doing, and I was happy with it, and that was that. And when people feel confidence, they feel more secure and more curious rather than more insecure and wanting to help. So if you can come from that energy, just like Oprah does, it's very attractive and very helpful. And just to recap, one of the best ways to build confidence in yourself is to take actions that build your self-esteem. So focusing on those esteemable actions can really help boost your confidence. Also, being willing to be transparent about your life, but doing so in a strong, confident manner will help you to more deeply connect with other people, but also not to scare them away because they're afraid that you're too fragile or not able to deal with life. And really focus when you're going out on trying to find the diamond in people that you meet and in dates you go out with. It's a great perspective, and it helps you to put out a more radiant, positive, loving energy. And finally, be transparent, but make sure that you're strong. If there's things that you're still really struggling with, that you're insecure about, I would encourage you to speak with maybe a good therapist or friend, someone that can help you work through that to accept those things, rather than putting that on someone that you just begin dating, because ultimately that is really not the most appropriate situation and it could scare them off. So I hope that this was helpful. Please do become a subscriber, because I believe the more that you can take these actions and apply them to your life, the more that you can create a magnetic attraction for a very high quality man. Thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take good care.